So as most of you know by now, Year 6 Season 3 is set to begin next Tuesday, February 25th, and one request I've been getting here at the channel is to highlight a hybrid build that I really love to use regardless of what I'm doing in the open world. Therefore, today, my fellow agents, I'm going to revisit one of my favorite hybrid striker builds to use in the game, especially as I'm hitting up heroic control points as a solo player. Now what we're going to do is this. This is a video I actually posted about a month ago. I'm going to cut to that really quick, jump back in after the build breakdown, and talk about exactly why, in my opinion, this is a build you definitely want to put together. Starting with a specialization, you can see I'm using Technician, and the main reason for that is because I'm going to get that extra skill tier. Now remember, this is a hybrid build. We want that balance between skill damage as well as weapon damage, and this is why the Capacitor is truly one of the best weapons to use when it comes to a hybrid build. The reason it is so effective is because of its talent capacitance. Shooting enemies builds stacks to a cap of 40. Each stack is going to grant 1.5% skill damage, and not only that, for every skill tier, you're going to gain 7.5% weapon damage as well. So because we are sitting at skill tier 6, that means we're getting an extra 45% weapon damage on this thing, and obviously that is a very good thing. Now, you can see my secondary weapon is the Harmony Rifle, and for those of you that may not have either of these weapons, I recommend doing the following. Simply use your favorite assault rifle and your favorite rifle with the talent in sync on it. If you have a test subject that has the talent perfectly in sync, and if you do have the Harmony, you can use that as you can see here. Now, the one thing I like to mention anytime we talk about a skill build is your sidearm. Now, honestly, I really do not use the sidearm at all when it comes to this, but the reason I'm highlighting the TDI card custom is because a lot of people think that is going to give you that skill tier no matter what. However, that skill tier is only going to be active when you're actually holding that weapon, so please make sure you take that into consideration anytime you're putting a build together. Now moving on to the gear itself, you can see we are running 3 Striker, 2 Brazos, and the Ninja Bike backpack. Now, most of you know exactly how the Ninja Bike works, but for those of you that may not, the reason I enjoy using this, first of all, you're going to get those 3 cores. You get a weapon core, armor, as well as a skill tier, and it has the talent Resourceful, which is the main reason we're using it. Now, with that talent, it's going to slot in with any equipped gear set and or brand set item to fulfill unlocking a requirement towards a gear set's bonus, which simply means, as you can see here with the Striker gear set, even though we are only wearing 3 pieces, we do get that 4-piece bonus, which is exactly why we have this gear set equipped. Now, one thing you'll also notice is most of my core attributes are going to be skill. Again, that is because that is going to give me the extra weapon damage on the Capacitor. And once again, we are looking for that balance between weapon damage and skill damage. Now, moving on to the body armor, you can see it's the first of 2 pieces of Brazos, but once again, because we have the Ninja Bike equipped, we do get the 3 brand set bonuses. Now, I'm using the talent Overwatch, and with that talent, after staying in cover for 10 seconds, it's going to increase you and your allies' total weapon and skill damage by 12% as long as you remain in cover or in a cover-to-cover move, which I typically do anytime I'm using this build. Now, the other thing I'd like to point out is you'll notice with all of my attributes, I'm doing my best to stack crit hit chance and crit hit damage everywhere I can. Next, my fellow agents, we have Picara's holster. Now, that's going to give us actually 2 skill tiers. We also get that extra 10% weapon damage. Finally, we have the knee pads and the gloves. They are the final 2 pieces of the Striker gear set. And as you can see, I have weapon damage as the core and the knee pads, and a skill tier as the core and the gloves. Now, when it comes to the skills that you use, it's really up to you. I happen to use my 2 favorite in the game. They are the Assault Drone and the Assault Turret. But as you've heard me say previously in videos, it's really dealer's choice. Use whatever skill combination you like. Now, when we look at the numbers, you can see I'm sitting at 48.4% crit hit chance. Remember, the max is 60 and 123 crit hit damage. Those numbers are going to be dependent on not only the gear I have equipped, but also having a Shade Watch of level 1000. And when we do a breakdown of where I'm getting those skill tiers, it's going to be 1 from the specialization, 1 from the mask. We have 2 from the holster, 1 from the glove, and 1 from the backpack. Hope this video helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. Now, as I leave you with some gameplay footage of the build in action, as I said earlier, I strongly recommend having this build as one of your loadouts. The reason for that is because no matter what you're doing in the open world, if you're hitting up a control point, let's say you're running a mission, whatever it is, this is a plug-and-play build regardless of if you're solo or in a group. And for those of you out there who are just getting used to a build like this, I recommend going to a mission or control point where you have a good vantage point. Now you can see on screen I'm at MLK Memorial Library. This is one of my go-to control points to farm. I just really enjoy it. I've had some good luck getting some decent gear here, but again, that's all RNG. It's completely and totally random. But the main reason I really enjoy farming this location is because of its vantage point. You can see right here as I set up shop, I've got a real clear line of sight of everything around me. I can take out the named boss. Once that's done, I'll jump to another spot, which you'll see in a second. Again, have that good, vantage point, checking everything out. Usually if things get sideways, I am good to go. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage. However, as always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. Alright, so there happens to be one important detail I failed to mention in that breakdown, and that is the following. Please do not use this build in Countdown, with this version at least, with these skills, because they are hackable skills. It means that the hunters in Countdown can hack them, and you're going to murder everyone. And then no one's going to want to be your friend, and who wants that, right? You don't want to kill your entire squad when you get to the end. So, anyway, that is your fair warning. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you in the next one.